Hello, this is Raymond Gerson. This is a true story from my life, which is meant to be both humorous and motivational. It's called The Payoff, Maybe Just Around the Corner. Many of us dream of starting a business of our own, and this was certainly true for me. In August 1985, I started an executive search and recruiting business in Austin, Texas, with myself as the only employee. My area of specialization was placing computer salespeople and sales managers with major computer companies. One of the major obstacles that I faced was I only had $6,000 for both personal and business expenses. I moved into a 20 by 20 foot apartment, more like a tiny room, to cut down on expenses, and this is where I lived and I worked, saving money by not running the air conditioner during the day. August is very hot in Austin, and I was working 12-hour days in a pair of shorts, t-shirt, and rubber thongs. You can see me here in the picture. My office equipment consisted of a cardboard box that was on my bed, manila folders, some business cards and stationery, and a desk and a telephone. I had been an executive recruiter, but I had never worked for myself, and I had little experience and few contacts in the computer industry. Looking for job search assignments, I began making cold calls to computer sales executives, and when I conducted business locally in Austin, I would meet with employers in their offices, or I would meet with salespeople in restaurants. Most of my contacts were out of town, and I conducted business with them by telephone. No one had any idea of the conditions under which I was living. Shortly after I moved into this tiny apartment, I discovered that there were rats in the attic above the ceiling, and they were also getting into my apartment. Nothing like a little unwanted companionship. 5 months went by, and not one of the sales representatives I recruited was hired, although many had been interviewed. I was on the verge of going broke. Occasionally, I would stand in front of a full-length mirror and give myself motivational pep talks. Sometimes I felt discouraged, and other times I just laughed at the ridiculousness of my situation. I would just poke fun at myself, and you can see the rat is cheering me on. One day, while I was on the phone with an employer, a rat fell through a hole in the ceiling, squealing as it fell. It landed with a thud behind my stove, and then I heard it trying to eat its way through the wall. Unnerved, I continued talking to the employer in my best businesslike manner, as if nothing unusual was happening. I'm sure the employer on the phone could never imagine that the owner of an executive search business was working under these conditions. My business, my life had reached a critical juncture. It seemed that all my hard work was not going to pay off in time for the business to survive. My dilemma: should I continue with the business or start looking for another job? Just when the hour looked the darkest, there was a breakthrough. A computer sales manager hired one of my sales reps. The next month, 2 more were hired. In another month, 3 were hired. My hard work and persistence under trying circumstances had built momentum, and they began to pay off. Checks seemed to be flying into my P.O. box. I went from earning 0 income in 1985 to a 6-figure income in 1986 with very low overhead. Looking in the mirror one last time in my best James Cagney accent, I said, "Goodbye, you dirty rats." Then I moved into a new place with good working conditions. When you create work that you love and want to do, there will be obstacles to overcome, internal ones such as fear, or external ones like undercapitalization. I faced both of these obstacles and many others. Success is often right around the corner if you persistently work towards your goals. I share this story in the hope that it will encourage you to pursue your dreams in spite of obstacles. Certainly, there are appropriate times to change course, to stop pursuing a particular goal, but there are also many examples of people who gave up shortly before they would have reaped great rewards from their efforts. The road to success is often paved with failures or temporary setbacks, and the payoff is just around the corner. The end. Here's contact information. The illustrations were done by my brother, Alan Gerson. You can see his work at gersonartworks.com. Here's my 3 websites: achievecollegesuccess.com, collegereadinesstraining.com, successforcollegestudents.com, and here's my publisher's website, upbeatpress.com. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and all the best of success.